Good morning, guys. Okay, chilly 46 rainy degrees outside and nice 77 degrees inside. Gives me a few days here to give y'all guys some real truthful videos and hopefully not gain myself a strike here going too far into this. But again, this video being related to some channels that I'm watching out there and comments that I get on my videos or into my email. And yesterday I got a comment. I don't know if the guy was being sarcastic or if he was actually being real. It's kind of hard to tell these days with people. But you know, basically I was getting overly excited and not really spreading fear, but you know, we don't have so much to worry about. The world's not such a bad place, you know, scaring the kids kind of thing. So today, this morning, while I got a little time, in the last 15 or 20 minutes that I've sat here and jotted down a few little notes because I can't remember nothing, we're going to go over the state of the world today. Now, a lot of people, and many of the people that I know, tend to live in a very small bubble, okay? And that bubble generally concerns them, their nearby surroundings, and people that they know. Most people don't have to operate outside of that bubble, and that's fine. Life has gone on for a long time that way. But today, you need to be thinking about a global picture. All right, the whole world, because the powers that be have made us a globalist community. I live in Texas, and Texas is known for beef. Do you know how hard it is to go find local beef raised right here in Texas? Chances are you're not going to run down to your local store and just buy local Texas beef. That pretty much goes for any product that you buy. Very few products, if any, are made in the area to which they originated. Whose fault is that? Is it our fault? Is it the powers that be fault? Is it part of the plan? Everybody gets into that. Well, what's the plan? What's going to happen? What's this? What's that? Does anybody really know? I mean, there is so much, I don't even want to call it hearsay, misinformation going on out there that may be part of the plan in itself. You're overwhelmed with information and can't pick a direction at which you need to go and focus. Who knows? That's what leads me into this. So let's just take a look at what's going on today. And this is just stuff that I've come up with in the last 10 or 15 minutes. There is probably, I know for sure, there is way more that I'm not even going to mention here. And y'all can probably come up with a few and throw down in the comments below. If y'all don't read the comments on these videos, guys, there's probably as much or more information in the comments than there are the video that you're watching. The video itself may be about one particular topic or one subject, but the people throughout the comment section on that video generally have a lot of pretty good ideas about whatever the creator is talking about. A lot of it is junk, granted, and BS. But there are some pretty good ideas if you'll take the time to read down through the comments. So leave a comment down below. I do like the interaction with people, good or bad, doesn't matter to me. So the state of affairs today in the world now. I'm not worried about your little local town or your county or whatever. The picture is way bigger than that. That's the first thing you got to realize. The picture is way bigger than your small local community bubble. Perpetual war. Who keeps us at war? I know a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people on YouTube. I talk to people all over the world via YouTube. Business dealings, friends, family, whoever, acquaintances. I got people that work in multi-billion-dollar corporations that are worldwide. I know people that work in the banking industry worldwide. And not ever through my 50 years do I remember anybody ever coming and telling me, we need to go to war with those people over there. We need to go over there and spread a bunch of freedom and kill a bunch of people and take care of all that. I've never had anybody come and tell me that. But yet, the United States, through its entire life, our 267 years here, we have been at war with ourselves or other countries 93% of the existence of our country. Now, as far as I know, that's not Americans. Americans are not seeking war in some far-off foreign land. But we are always in a state of perpetual war. Why is that? You think that's got anything to do with it? Realize that the people that are in control and the power that these people have, money means nothing. When you're counting hundreds of billions of dollars, you never see that money. They're not like me and you that go to the bank and get out a few $100 bills to take care of our business. These people never see their money. They will never see that much money. You can't, if you've ever seen $1 million real in $100 bills, money is very cumbersome and very dirty. These elites, they don't want to handle that money. They're zeros and clicks on computers, all right? That's how they handle their power. It's not physical money. So yet we stay in a state of perpetual war. Famine. Have you not heard anything about the famine going on in the world? I can remember as a kid the commercials that used to come across the TV with the people in Africa that had flies all over their face and they wanted you to give money, donate, help the kids, the starving people, 30, 40,000 people starving every day across the world. And that was 30, 40 years ago. Guess what? That situation is only worse today. It's just not reported to you. There are people starving all over the world. There are people starving right here in the United States, all right? There are people, elites, that have enough money, they can strap a damn electric Tesla roadster to the top of a rocket and shoot this thing out around the sun, whatever, okay? If you want to go down that road, there's a whole nother video, but we got people that can burn off billions of dollars like that and not have the morals to actually help people. Plagues. Have you heard anything about a plague recently? A lot of forced things going on, mandates, things that ain't laws. How about volcanoes, volcanism? Have you heard anything about volcanoes recently? Last I checked, I think there's maybe 15 or 20 that were erupting around the planet, something like that. How about weather? Has weather played a part in your life recently? Is it becoming worse? Do you think weather's being modified maybe a little bit? Is it possible? I think they've probably been modifying the weather since the 40s and 50s would be my guess. How about pollution? Do any of you remember what happened in Ukraine? Nuclear? Do any of you remember what happened in Japan? Nuclear. Fukushima? Ring any bells? Does anybody know the true extent or damage of what either one of just those two catastrophes have done to mankind? We are inventing, messing with things, applying things, using things that are not even natural to this planet. We can't control them. We don't know how to use them. And they're affecting the environment to which we both live. Everybody. We're all on the same rock. Last time I checked, there are no passes to get off of this thing. You might get off of it for a little while, but you're going to be coming back for sure. Destruction of our planet. I know y'all have seen pictures, information of deforestation. Look at your local city next time you drive into town. How much dirt is covered with concrete? How much building is still going on today? With the world as crazy as it is, the prices, the building materials. Look at what's going on. They're still laying more and more concrete. I'm sure everybody's heard of the alien invasion that's coming. How many of you ever really just sit down and spend time and think about space? You know, this ball that we're spinning on at 1,000 miles an hour, which is traveling around the sun at 17,000 miles an hour, which is flying through space at over 1,000,000 miles an hour, and the whole thing is just tumbling through space. Is there anything out there? You ever see a shooting star? Isn't there been a lot of talk about meteorites lately? How many have you seen? I know personally myself, as much as I'm on the road driving, I see these things all the time. All the time. They've told us we're going through a very active, busy, cluttered area of space. They told us that. How about just people in general? My God is better than your God. I need your oil. We're going to come spread freedom. The list goes on and on. We are supposed to be the smartest species known to mankind. And yet we can't even get along on this rock. I watched a couple of videos yesterday. Truthers, two truthers, fighting back and forth amongst each other. One's an Illuminati, one's a this, one's a that, one does the hand signals, he's got to be part of the NWO, blah, blah, blah. You know, two people on the same side of the fence with the same basic ideas can't even get along. The powers that be have us so divided in so many ways. I watched a video yesterday from Arkansas Livin. The guy hit it right on the head. If you hadn't checked out his channel, please do. I'm going to put a link down below. Ark, man, you were right on it. People are so worked up and in a state of confusion that they can't even think. They got us fighting each other. You're so confused and mad and distraught that you can't even act on your next, goal on what you're trying to get accomplished or done. I mean, they are winning. They've got you divided. They've got you fighting. They've got you confused, scared. People are scared to get on YouTube and show their gun because, oh, they might get banned, or oh, they might get a strike. Or, I mean, is social media that important that you are afraid to show a right that you have? I mean, you can't get on YouTube and say what you want, afraid if you say the word vaccine or COVID that you're going to get thrown off of YouTube or lose your monetization or whatever it may be. Does any of that really matter now? I mean, you can't talk about something. You can't show something. A lot of the hunting and fishing channels, are going to be going through some hard times here on YouTube because you can't show hunting and fishing on YouTube because they're going to get their feelings butthurt. Do you really live in a free country anymore? Are we free? You're free, but you're scared to say anything. You're scared to express your opinion. I don't care whether you get the shot or not. It's none of my business. You want to get it, go right ahead. We're still in a free country. But don't try and force it on me or my kids. We are in a free country. Supposedly. That leads us into the next thing. I see some people on YouTube, oh, there's no food shortages. I don't see nothing around here. Everything is good. Everything's great. You know, what are y'all talking about? Get out of your bubble and look at the world picture. How many, be it good or bad, organizations are telling us, mainstream media, YouTube, wherever you're getting your information and your knowledge from, how many are telling us there's an issue with food, supply lines, supply chains, products? How many? If you haven't heard or seen that in some degree, I want to know what rock you're living under. Because I want to come up there and live. It must be in the middle of freaking nowhere. It is happening and it's going on. I have many parts ordered that I can't get. I just had a dryer that broke and they're telling me I can't get parts, you know, for 2-3 months for a dryer. Again, go to Arkansas Livin. This guy's an electrician, works around in the food industry. The automation parts are getting harder and harder to get. Control. Who's telling us all that? The WHO? You heard of them? How about the UE? How about the World Economic Forum? How about seeing any videos of farmers out, you know, mowing down their fields, mowing down their crops because the government's paying them more than the crop is worth to actually destroy it? Get on YouTube, look it up. They're on there. There are people out there that are spreading the truth that don't have 100,000 subscribers. All right? Inflation. Have you seen any inflation? Is there anything that you're buying that hasn't risen in price? Food, fuel, energy. I don't think there's anything that has gone down in price. All right? They say wood, building materials is coming back down in price. There are maybe a few things that have come down a little bit, but it's because the manufacturers' yards are so full, they have nowhere else to put this stuff. And if they don't get rid of it, they're basically gonna lose money. I mean, they have to get rid of it at the cost it costs them to even make it. That's just a few things that I thought of in the last 10 or 15 minutes. Now, let's talk about our freedom and our Constitution. A lot of y'all guys out there are depending on that. That's what you believe in. That's what you feel hard about here. You know, you think that's going to save you. Let me give you a little information here and open your mind. All right, don't be so closed off, and see if you can wrap your head around this. The Constitution is kind of like that gate down there at the end of my property. That gate is only going to keep out honest people. Do you think criminals care about that gate or that lock or that no trespassing sign? Do you think they care at all? The answer to that is no. That's why they're criminals. All right? So take our Constitution and you look at the state of affairs that we are in today. I'm not talking about 100 years ago or 200 years ago or 50 years in the future. I'm talking about today. The sole document that you are basing all of your merit on, your trust and your belief, is basically null and void. Do you think the powers that be are following our Constitution? Do you think they are following the laws of the land in any shape, form, or fashion? Whether it be freedom of speech or our Second Amendment or the spending of our money or the way legislation is made. laws, those things you're supposed to abide by, the things that those guys with guns are going to come enforce upon you with the barrel of that gun, all right? Our Constitution has failed. It has either allowed these people to get away with what's going on today, or it has failed to stop them from doing it. Sit back and think about that for a minute. These people are not abiding by the law of the land. Our Constitution, the laws that made up this country. And yeah, over time, it's been whittled away. And a good example of that is our Second Amendment. The Second Amendment was pretty clear. Short, sweet, and precise. And yet today, our Constitution and we have allowed over 20,000 gun laws to go on the books. And the gun debate is a whole nother video. We won't get into that today. I personally think the Constitution is null and void. They're not following it. They're not followers of God. Our country was based on a Christian belief. Our pledge has it in there. Our Constitution has it in there. And these people don't follow that train of thought. They don't follow the law. They bend and manipulate and make it work however they want. And it's not just the current administration. It is every administration that has led us to this point. All right? All of them. Red, blue, Republican, Democrat, Independent, I don't care. The truth is, they have led us to this point today. And you know what you got to deal with? Today. I don't care what happened yesterday. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. You have to deal with what's going on today. So if they're not following the law and they're just making stuff up as they go along, what is that? Every prepping channel on YouTube has said it. WROL. Without rule of law. Are we there? I think we've been there a long time. Do people realize it? No. They're scared of what might happen. Don't break the rules, you're going to go to jail. Don't say anything, you're going to get your channel banned or get a strike. Shh. Don't want to say that, but yet you're going to complain about censorship in the same sentence. If you want to say something, say it. Get up and say it. Say the truth. Are you scared to say the truth? Are you scared to tell someone you're a prepper? Everything I've heard in the last couple of weeks on these prepping channels is, how do I get a mag? How do I get a mag? How do I meet a mag? A guy wants to sit back and sit his big stogie, puff on his stogie with his 100,000 subscribers and his AK-47 hanging behind him and regurgitate the news yesterday, but, his mag is his mag. Don't come up there around him. He's going to show you what he wants to show you from YouTube, but he's not going to give you any information on how to gather a mag, a mutual assistance group, the people that you're going to need to make it through this thing. You want to know how you do it? Quit being scared. Swallow your pride and get out there and talk to people. What happened before social media, before Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and all of this electronic bull crap? You actually went out there and talked to people face to face. You got to know them. You got to feel for them. You got to look at them, shake their hand. You can read a person a lot by just talking to them. Person, face to face. That don't happen anymore. If you don't get out there and do it, don't think that everybody is just going to magically appear one day at your place and say, hey, we're all here for the mag. You can trust us all. We're all great friends. Let's get around the fire out here and sing Kumbaya together. That's not going to happen. You have to put in the effort, the trust, do your homework, search these people out, talk to people, say things. Yeah, prepper's got a bad name. You don't want to look like an idiot over there talking to somebody about what's going on in the world today. You don't have to approach these people full bore speed and hit them with the whole elephant at one time. I mean, you ain't got to go off like doomsday preppers. The world is coming to an end. The Russians are attacking. The Chinese are killing us. You know, blah, 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 blah. That's why people look crazy. Talk normally. Discussion. Current events. Those all lead into what you want to find out. So WROL and the Constitution, y'all are figuring that out. Laws and freedom, are we really free? What good are the laws if they're not abiding by them? Why should you? What's going to happen when all of this actually does come down? Do you think the police or the firemen or, you think they're going to come out there and save you? There's what, 330 million people in this country? How many firemen and police and first responders? Count them all up. Throw the military in there. How many do we got? 5, 6 million? 7 maybe? Let's just say 10 million. You got 10 million people. Most of those 10 million probably got families, kids at home, A lot of those, when it goes down, they're going to go take care of their family. So let's average it out, 7.5 million actually stay, maybe. You think 7.5 million police, fire, military, whatever, are going to control 330 million people? Let's cut those numbers in half. 330 million, we already know 50% are going to go along with the program, so that only leaves 150 million. Do you think 5 or 6 or 7 million people are going to control 150 million people? Knowing that probably at least 20 or 30 of the million of those people are very heavily armed. Very heavily. There is a reason why nobody has ever attacked our mainland. All of that, guys, leads into your self-reliance. Again, I use YouTube for educational purposes. I try and find things on YouTube that are going to make me be self-reliant, that are going to help me be self-reliant, that are going to help my family through the upcoming times. You can look at this biblically, realistically, whatever path you choose. And I see a lot of comments on videos out here. Jesus is coming. Jesus is going to save us. The Lord's going to return and everything is going to be okay. If you're a Christian, and I'm no Bible scholar, trust me, but if you're a Christian, I think the book says something about hard times before His return. If you think you're just magically going to disappear and go off into heaven, I don't think that was the plan, guys. I think you're going to suffer through some hard times. So if you're looking at this biblically, which it very well could be, there are plenty of signs out there. And the guys that wrote that down 2,000 years ago, they either knew something, somebody told them, or they had a hell of a foresight, because I personally have seen a lot of those revelations come true. Research it. Recently, in the last few years, it's happening. If you want to look at it realistically, listen to the list that I just gave you. That's happening right now, today, and many other things. We are seeing the very tip of that iceberg. You know nothing that they don't want you to know. I can guarantee you. This is how much we know of what's actually going on behind the scenes. Okay? As corrupt, as disgusting, as evil, as deceitful and daring as what little bit of information you know, as bad as you think that is, I can guarantee you there is this much that you don't see and that you don't know what's going on. And it is far, far worse than the little piece that you do see. If you think any of these people out there running this world give two shits about you, you are wrong. You are a number. If you don't believe that, what's your social security number? You were given a birth certificate and a number, a title of ownership, and you're a tax slave. I don't care who you are, what you do, you pay into the system, all right? And if not, they're gonna come enforce that with the barrel of a gun. That's how it works today. So are we really free? What kind of country do we really live in? There are probably very few people alive today that really actually remember a somewhat free country. Because in the last 100 years in this country, the amount of corruption and deceit and lies goes all the way to the top or to the bottom, whichever way you want to look at it. There is no escape, all right? There's no magic formula that's going to get you out of it. Do you realize they are spending your grandchildren's children's money? That's how far behind we are in this world. And they still base everything on money. But yet all the money is spent. Like I say, money means nothing to these people. They're numbers and clicks on the computer. Just like you. They don't care. I have stood behind the Red Cross truck many, many times when they handed out their last meal. And guess what? When they hand out their last one, everybody else behind that truck goes hungry. So I've told you. I've been telling you for a year, a little over a year now since I started my truck, since I started my channel. You better start prepping. You better start gathering food, gathering supplies, put those things back. I was just listening to a guy, a prepper, this morning, big channel, you know, 50,000 plus subs, telling everybody the prices of land are too high. Don't buy land right now. Stay in the city. Don't buy land. Don't buy land. Folks, it's coming to the time to where your money is not going to matter. Sure, land is high. Everything is high right now. You're not going to buy anything undervalued. So would you rather spend that money now and pay a little bit overpriced for your land and get started on being self-reliant and giving something to your family in the future? Because their plan is for you to own nothing and be happy. So you need to do everything that you possibly can to obtain some land and fight for it to the death if need be. Because that is what is going to make your family prevail through all of this, is being self-reliant. No, there are people out there, groups of people, that are training to come and take what you have, everything you have. Doesn't matter where you live, city, country, got a mag group, got a bunker, it don't matter. There are people that are going to come take what you have. I told you in a few videos back, we're all animals. And when that animal instinct kicks in, people are going to do things that they would not normally do. And those things can get very, very bad. So that's just a little bit of information I wanted to give you this morning, something to think about. Remember, all these big channels out there looking for dollars. What are they actually teaching you, telling you, showing you, helping you? Spend this time to learn, guys. We're running out of time. Leave me a comment down below what you see going on, how you see it playing out. How do you feel about what I've told you? Do you think the Constitution is still going to save you? You think the Constitution gives you that right to hold your gun and protect your family? Something else gave me those rights, and it was no piece of paper. I pray to him every night, hoping for the best in people. He gave me that right to protect my family, not a piece of paper. So if anybody wants to try and come take what I have or do harm upon my family, I got no problem telling you what I'm going to do. But you already know that. Think about it, guys. Self-reliance. You really need to get going that way. You need to be headed that direction. If you don't, remember, you're going to have your hand out asking for someone else to please take care of you. Look back in history. Go to the Great Depression. Go to World War I. Go to World War II. History will repeat. And there are a lot of people with their hands out during these times. You do not want to be one of these people. Get started now. Protect your family. Do what's right. Do what you feel is right inside. It's going to be right. Don't depend on anybody else. Take care. Stay safe. More videos to come. Thanks for watching, guys. Hate to be so harsh, but playtime is over. It's coming. It's coming fast. Take care, guys.